Hello everyone, Jason here, Sunnystate Pest Control. So, you found a termite nest, what should you do? Main thing, I've written a blog below, you can have a read through that, but I'll run briefly through what the blog's about. So, first thing is first, don't destroy the nest. Reason being is, we may need the nest to kill the termites. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is we will have to do a termite inspection of the house, and then we can determine whether or not the termites are inside the house or just out in the garden. So this is if you found a nest in the garden or in a shed. Some people get them in sheds, all sorts of things. And don't forget, termites can have a range up to and a bit over 50 meters away from a house. Okay, in this situation we need to keep the nest and the workings intact, because we will apply some products, whether it be a foam or a dust. We'll apply some products to those workings and the nest, and that will kill the entire colony. If we go destroying the nest before we've even had a look to see whether there's any termites in the house, there's a good chance that the termites will just regroup inside the house and continue going on their merry way and doing more damage. So that's why it's important to do a termite inspection before we do anything. If you find a nest, if you find some workings somewhere, the main thing is don't touch them. Book yourself a termite inspection. This will establish what the problem is, whether they're in the house or not. We'll use different tools like a thermal imaging camera, moisture meter. We'll go around and tap around with a sounding stick. Check up in the roof void, in the subfloor if you have a subfloor, and then that will at least rule them out of the house. At that point we can then decide what type of termite we're dealing with, because this will ultimately depend on how we control them. Now, if it's one of the worst termites like Termites, Aciniformis, or Shredderino, Termes intermedius, those ones will have to be treated in a certain way. So the best way is to treat the workings and the nest that has been located, and that way it will get rid of that particular problem. Okay, if you have an active barrier in place, that should hopefully, if it's still intact and all good, that will obviously deter them and kill the termites if they come in contact with it. They'll take the product back to the nest if they've used, if there's Termidor been used in the system, they take it back to the nest and it wipes the whole colony out. So that's the important thing about doing an inspection and knowing what type of termite we're dealing with. We use different tools inside the house, obviously, so we don't have to go smashing down walls and things. We can then, with the thermal imaging camera, we can see what's behind the walls to some degree. And that is pretty much why you don't want to be destroying the nest, because we need it to bring the colony under control. And that's why this process is called a colony control, because we're controlling the colony and we need to use those workings to control the colony. If it gets done any other way, there's just no guarantees that the whole nest, the whole system has been eradicated, and they'll just regroup and then they could go on to attack the house if they're not already inside the house. So that's briefly what the blog is about. Have a read through it, leave your comments down below. If you've got any questions, you can send us an email or you can call us on 3245 5425.